Skin and Hard Always Southern Tea. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. I'm going to try not to hold up too much of y'all time this morning. I just want to hit on something real quick, that not many people speaking on. You may have not heard of it, right? But as we know, college football season is ending. College basketball season is starting. And it's something in college basketball, college football, right? Called rivalry week, right? And rivalry games. And unless you went to college, right, or unless you've been involved, in one of these rivalry games or rivalry weeks, you really don't understand, how serious some people take those, or how serious, these rivalries are, in these college sports, and whatnot. So one of the rivalries, right, in college sports, NCAA, right, is New Mexico State and Mexico. Border rivalry, city rivalry, state rivalry are common in sports, right? So New Mexico and Mexico State, just like any other old rivalry, right? So during football season this year, New Mexico State, there was a brawl that broke out. A brawl broke out in New Mexico State's football game, right? Bad brawl, people got hurt or people went to jail, that type deal. What's good, Just Do? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, dude. Glad you can make it, pimp. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all jab that like button. So a brawl broke out in New Mexico versus New Mexico State's football game, right? Nobody got any serious, jail time or nothing like that. Just a college fight, right? You know how it go. College fights happen, all the time in college. This fight, it took on something different though. New Mexico State football game, right? So that was that. Now we roll on around to basketball season. New Mexico State are about to play each other, during basketball season. Now, again, I told you that, some of these college rivalries, people take, these college rivalries seriously, right? So basketball season rolls around and the rivalry is renewed again, right? New Mexico and New Mexico State. So New Mexico State is visiting New Mexico for a basketball game. Now I'm about to bring YouTube stream, y'all. They doing some funny shit with my shit. I don't give a fuck though, but I'm gonna keep cooking. I don't know if y'all, hear me or whatnot, but I'm gonna keep cooking anyway. So New Mexico State is visiting Mexico, for the rivalry game, right? For the basketball game. Now, this particular player, Mike Peake, I'm about to bring up, Mike Peake's picture so we can put a face to a name, right? Mike Peake is he's talking to this young lady, this 17-year-old Mike Peake. Mike Peake is a junior in college, right? He's talking to this young lady, right? In which he thinks him and the young lady, are about to meet up for a good time. No, he's visiting. Oh shit. He's visiting New Mexico, to play in the basketball game, right? This young lady from New Mexico, baby, gone. This young lady from New Mexico, lured him into a meeting. He thinking they're about to have a leisure meeting, chill, do that, do the damn thing, right? So he goes and meets the young lady at New Mexico. New Mexico State basketball player, is on the road playing New Mexico. He goes to meet this young lady at New Mexico, and unknowingly to him, the young lady is setting him up for an ambush, right? So 3 guys pop out on Mike Peake. They jump out on him. One guy has a bat, one guy has a gun, and I think the other guy, was just bare arm, right? I don't think he had any weapon, right? But they jump out on him, they pull a gun on him. You see, Mike Peake kind of throw his hands up, like what's going on, and then one of the guys takes the bat and he hits Mike Peake in the leg, right? And then once he hits the guy in the leg, Mike Peake kind of takes off, right? And then when he takes off, the guy's chasing Mike Peake with the gun. Unknowingly to them, Mike has the gun of his own, right? So as Mike is running, he pulls out his gun. And when he pulls out his gun, the dude shoots Mike, right? And he hit him in the leg. Mike begins to open fire. And he shoots a guy. I forgot his name, but I'm about to tell you in a minute because it's going to tell me, right? What's good, MP? What the fuck? Appreciate you sliding through. If y'all could smash that like button. Mike Peake pulls out a gun and he shoots the guy, right? The guy returns fire and he shoots Mike Peake again. Mike Peake hits the floor, right? Fires a couple more shots, and then he gets up, he hops off, and he goes on about his day, right? So that's the story in the whole. You know what I mean? That's the story in the whole. There are a lot of lessons. It's going to be a lot of today. I'm teaching y'all something. Today I'm teaching y'all something with this video, and I'm teaching y'all something with my story time. A little later, we're gonna talk about Craig Pettis, a little old dude from South Memphis. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of lessons in this situation. Now, the first lesson is rivalry week is a serious thing, right? And people, kind of need to, be aware that, rivalry week is just that. It's rivalry. It's supposed to be in fun. People not supposed to get hurt, right? Two, fellas, be careful of who you involve yourself with. Be careful because not everybody's intentions are what yours is. Mike Peake was headed to a away game at a rival school, thinking he about to meet up with a young lady that he had been talking to. You know what I mean? The whole time, this young lady, had other plans. This young lady was scheming on Mike Peake with her friends, to set Mike Peake up and get Mike Peake robbed. Now, what happened in this is the situation went totally and completely wrong. You know what I mean? What's good, Jess? Appreciate you sliding through this, baby. Glad you can make it. Jazz, what's good, baby? Now, the situation went completely wrong. Yaakov White, what's good, Yaakov? The situation with Mike Peake went completely wrong, and Mike Peake ended up getting shot, and Mike Peake ended up killing, a guy himself. Mike Peake ended up killing a guy himself. Now, Mike Peake, called a couple of his friends. They took him to the hospital, and Mike Peake is fine. He had to have multiple leg surgeries, right? He still may need more leg surgeries, right? But he had to have multiple leg surgeries. The police came and talked to him. He told them what happened, and he's good until further notice, right? But the guy that Mike Peake shot is dead. You know what I mean? The guy who the young lady involved helped set up the robbery, he's dead. Mike Peake killed him on the scene. I'm about to show y'all the video of exactly what happened. I got 9 people in the building. If y'all could do your boy a favor, smash that like button for your boy. We here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I mean? But the life lesson here is, right, y'all, be careful. Be careful of, the people that you deal with, fellas especially, because I myself had a situation like Mike Peake's, situation earlier in my life where I met up with this young lady, at a hotel room, and an ambush happened. And I had to defend myself. You know what I mean? I had to, turn in my gun. You know what I mean? They, they came in, they questioned me. I never went to jail, though. You know what I mean? I never went to jail. You know what I mean? I didn't stay in jail long, you know what I mean? Because it was an ambush. I was in, I was out. I turned in my gun, told them what happened. You know what I mean? They saw the cell phone conversation, and I was going about my business. I was 18 years old. You know what I mean? But I had to talk about this situation with Mike Peake because it hit home for me. It really hit home for me. And then to see the video, you know what I mean? To see the actual video, you know what I mean? It's crazy because Mike was just, entertaining a girl that he thought, was interested in him. You know what I mean? But the lesson is in this, fellas, be careful, right, about who you trust. Be careful about, the women that you deal with, especially like young men. You know what I mean? But I'm about to play the video. What's good, DP? Appreciate you slide. I'm about to play the video in question, right? So this is what we gonna do, right? So this is the video. Hold on. Right. So this is Mike. This is Mike right here. This is Mike Peake right here. This is the basketball player. This is the New Mexico State basketball player, Mike Peake. This is Brandon Terrell, I think. Let me figure out his name for y'all. Yep, Mike Peake and Brandon Travis. Okay, but here you go. So Brandon Travis right here. Brandon Travis is the guy, who set up the the attempted robbery, right? I'm not sure if it was a robbery, right? Or, if it just had something to do from their rivalry football week. A big fight broke out during football week, right? I'm not sure if these two guys were involved, but this is stemming from that fight. Maybe these just some guys on campus, right, who trying to get back at the school, through the basketball player, right? But in this situation, you see Mike Peake standing over here talking to the lady, right, who helped set all this up. Brandon Travis. Yep, Brandon Travis and the young lady that Mike Peake is talking to, they help set this up. But you see Mike Peake over here talking to the lady, and then you see Brandon, and then you see the two other guys, that were involved in the case as well, right? Now they have the young lady in custody. The young lady is in custody now, and she's cooperating. She's telling everything. She may end up going to jail herself. She said, she didn't expect anybody to get killed. Her reasoning for doing it, right? Her reasoning for setting Mike up was good, yo. Appreciate you sliding through this, John, yo. If y'all could do your boy a favor, smash that like button. If y'all could smash that like button for your boy. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. But we got Mike is over here, talking to the lady. The lady is in custody now, you know what I mean, as we speak. She's in custody now as we speak. You know what I mean? But I'm about to play the video so you can see. Now, you can see Brandon approaching Mike, right? Mike recognizes that they're approaching, right? And he takes a step back. Now you see now he pulls out the gun. Now you see he pulls out the gun, right? Now you see that he pulls out the gun, and Mike Peake hands goes up, right? So you see the guy hit Mike Peake in the leg with the baseball bat, and then Mike begins to run. I'm about to play it again. You see the guy just hit Mike in the knee with the baseball bat, and Mike bent over. You see he just hit him. Mike is about to run. He hit him again with the baseball bat. Mike is going down the stairs. Mike is going down the stairs, right? So now you see Mike is going into his jacket. Now you see Mike open fire. Mike is opening fire now. And you see when Mike opens fire, they blur out the screen. They blur out the screen when Mike opens fire. Right? Because when Mike opens fire, you know what I mean? He hit the guy. And the guy passed, right? So I'm going to continue the video. You see Mike running, shooting. Boom. You see Mike get hit. And he's still shooting at the guy on the ground. Now notice Mike isn't shooting anymore. The other two guys are gone. Now notice you never see the third guy. You never see the third guy get up and leave the area. You see Mike is shot in the leg and he hopping around, right? He picking up his stuff. But you never see the third guy leave the area. And they blurred that out for a reason. Because when Mike Peake shot, Mike Peake hit the guy and the guy didn't make it. But I'm going to play it again all the way through for y'all so y'all can see. You see Brandon approaching Mike right now. You see Brandon ups the gun. Mike takes a step back. The other guys come over there. Right? Knee shot. Mike is running. Mike is reaching for the gun, pulls it out, fires one shot. Boom, 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 boom. And you see they put the screen up. Mike gets hit. Mike falls. Mike fires again. Mike fires again. Mike rolls over to get out the way. And Mike is, he's gathering his stuff. Now, New Mexico State has suspended Mike Peake. They suspended Mike Peake until the case, till everything is worked out, right? I personally think, them suspending Mike Peake is BS, right? I think that's BS because he was simply, defending himself. Mike Peake, right, is not going to, serve any jail time because you could clearly see on camera that he was ambushed, right? He turned the gun in, you know what I mean? So he's doing everything that he needed to do. You could clearly see that he wasn't in the wrong. Now the lady involved is already, the police got her. She's in custody. So more than likely, the other two guys involved, right, are going to, be taken into custody as well. But it's a life lesson in here. You know what I mean? It's a life lesson in here. Mike Peake, he learned that, you can't trust a pretty face and the smile. He said, and he survived. So someone better move fast. Yeah, Mike, matter of fact, I'm going to show the video up. I'm going to put the video back up there. Yeah, Mike Peake survived, but the police, right, are handling the situation now. Mike Peake is in college, you know what I mean? So he ain't necessarily, on that type of time. But the guy that he shot didn't survive. Brandon Travis. Brandon Travis is the guy right here. He's the guy that had the gun, and these are the other two ambushers. Mike is standing in the corner. You know what I mean? So Mike survived, but Mike has to have multiple leg surgeries. Mike has to have multiple leg surgeries, right? But he's going to make it. The team suspend him. You see, the guy pulls the gun on him. Mike pulls his gun. He shoots. As soon as Mike, y'all notice when Mike pulled his gun, I noticed when Mike pulled his gun that they blurred the screen out. And they blurred the screen out. That's because Mike hit his target. And Mike didn't hit his target in the leg. You know what I mean? Mike really hit his target. You know what I mean? But the lesson in this, y'all, I don't see many people talking about it. I don't see many people, you know what I mean, cooking on this, right? But the lesson in this, especially for my fellas, I went through a similar situation like this myself, man. Just be aware. Be careful. You know what I mean? And right, it's against the law. It's against the right, y'all code. It's against the law to have a gun, right? But understand, look at this situation. If Mike Leake doesn't have a gun in this situation, he probably dies tonight. He probably dies right here in this parking lot. Y'all know what I mean? Star basketball player, right? Anybody could be a target, no matter who you is. This man is on a road trip to play in the game against New Mexico. He's on the road trip to play in the game at New Mexico. And he goes to meet this young lady, and this young lady has him set up. And the young lady says, "Oh, I didn't think anybody was going to get hurt." So you help this Brandon Travis guy set somebody else up, and you didn't think they was going to be hurt. You got a guy, you got a 6'8", 215-pound basketball player, right? You trying to set him up, and you didn't think anybody was going to get hurt. You know what I mean? Like we got to make it make sense. Like I just don't. And the reason that I'm talking about this, right? Because I know many people haven't. I know many people ain't. The reason that I'm talking about this is because like this is important. Now I know not all lies at T. I know you know this, but these women are behind so many setups. Yeah, fact, Lala, do what I'm getting it. Fact, Lala, fact. You know what I mean? And all of this stemmed from, right? This stemmed from college football rivalry. A big fight broke out. I'm guessing it involved Mike and Brandon, right? Why else would, Brandon want to have Mike, you know what I mean, set up? Or maybe he just wanted some get back for his school, you know what I mean? Or whatever. But, this accident most definitely could have been avoided. And you see, and I want to show you something. It's a lot of lessons in here. Let's really break this video down, right? You know who Lick it is, right? You know who Lick it is about who's really ready for it. Y'all got to make sure, right? It's so many lessons in here. And we're going to be teaching lessons all day because I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit later, about this Craig Pettis guy, you know what I mean, from Memphis. But a lot of lessons in this short video, in this 40-second video, it's a lot of life lessons in here, right? You can see the guy, You can see who Lick it is. You can see the guy with the full intent. You see him in the front. He's ready, right? The first lesson here, right? Actually, the first lesson here is, right, fellas, be careful of the women that you deal with, because the women that you deal with could get you into trouble. They could get you out of trouble. They could steer you right, and they could steer you wrong. What's good, Cassandra? Appreciate you sliding through. So the first lesson is, fellas, be careful of the woman that you choose. Be careful of the women that you choose. Yeah, I know Lorenz right, DP. I know Lorenz right. But be careful of the women that you choose. Right? But Lorenz right, but Lorenz right ain't, DP Lorenz right ain't all the way right either, though. Because, he used to put hands on that lady. But anyway, I digress, DP. I digress. But be careful of the woman that you choose, right? Because a woman could steer you right. A woman could steer you wrong. A woman could build you up. A woman could tear you down. It all depends. It all depends on, the woman that you know. The woman that you're dealing with. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson is, right, for you setup guys, right? Now we finna get into, that street shit, right? We finna get into that street shit. For you setup guys, y'all get rid of the spam. Y'all get rid of that spam. Y'all had the spam. For my setup guys, Jay Gibson, I got a fight bet. I got the fight bets going for the weekend if you want to get in, right? Now for my setup guys, Brandon. Now I could clearly see, Brandon, that you may be about that life, Brandon. Looking at the picture, this Brandon, this Mike, right? In this picture, two of these guys was about this life, right? And one of them passed, right? So, but that's the third lesson. But the second lesson is, Brandon, we see you with the shit, Brandon. But guys, if y'all go choose the streets, if y'all go do this, understand that all your friends, that everybody you hang with, ain't necessarily street. All your friends and everybody you hang with ain't necessarily own what you own. All your friends that you hang with ain't necessarily built for what you built for. You know what I mean? It's the saying they say when you doing dirt. It's the saying they say when you doing dirt, it's best to do it alone. And I'm gonna take this lesson, and I'm gonna use Brandon. Right? Take a look at Brandon. Brandon is ready, right? But the people that Brandon recruited, I see fear already. Because why y'all back so far? Brandon all the way up here. Y'all back here. They already scared. Now, those are the first two lessons. Be careful. Be careful of the ladies that you deal with, right? Mike Leak, be careful of the ladies that you deal with, because this lady set Mike Leak up. Brandon, know your personnel. Know who you dealing with, because they clearly not ready for what you ready for, Brandon. You the only guy with a strap, Brandon, right? So let's keep going. So Brandon runs up on Mike. Mike realizes Brandon is coming. Mike looks back. He realizes that, he's been ambushed. He snaps his head, right? He snaps his head, right? And then dude pulls the gun on him. You see the gun in his hand. You can see the gun right there, right? So let's keep going. Now his friends walk up, and you see this guy right here. He's about to go straight into hitting him with the bat, right? So now you got his other friend, right? He got himself in the mix now. He got himself in the mix because his friend brought the gun out. The second guy comfortable now because his friend brought the gun out. But these two, the reason that Brandon died, right, is because the two dudes that he was with wasn't ready for what's going on, right? And Michael could have died, but Michael was ready for what's going on because Michael never left the house without his gun. You get what I'm saying? Like people carry guns to be cool, right? You got one person carrying the gun for bullshit. You got another person, just going to kick it, and he carrying the gun for protection. You get what I'm saying? But be careful who you deal with, and also too, know your personnel. If you say you street, you gotta know who you dealing with, who with what and who ain't. So now you pull a gun out, and your friend hit him in the knee. Right, boom. The third friend still ain't done shit yet. The third guy is extremely scared. He shouldn't even be there. The third guy still ain't done nothing. Watch this. The third guy, look, he's running off. Now Mike is starting to run. This is the third guy that came in late. He already see Mike reaching for something, right? His friend, Brandon, can't see Mike reaching for something because it's on the other side of him. The friend behind him think Mike is about to do something. He just standing there waiting to see what happened. Y'all, Brandon died because he was ready for something that his partners wasn't. Brandon was ready for the robbery. His partners are scared. The second partner is already running because he see Mike clutching. The third partner already running because he see Mike clutching. The second partner, Mike just doing too much moving for him. At this point, he ready to take off because he think Mike got a gun. But Brandon is still chasing him down. Now Brandon and Mike is the one that had the problem. You get what I'm saying? So Mike is running away and Brandon is chasing Mike with the gun. You didn't hit Mike in the knee with the bat. So now Mike is in survival mode. I keep playing the video. Mike is reaching for the gun. He look back. He see the dude with the gun steady chasing him. Right? He got his hands on his weapon. Mike got his hands on his weapon now. He look back. Brandon is standing right next to Mike, chasing him down with a gun, but he hadn't shot Mike. The third lesson in here is, right, for my street guys. The first lesson is know your personnel. You was ready, but these guys right here, they wasn't ready, bro. The third guy is already running. The third guy is running. The third guy is gone. The second guy is still standing there waiting to see what's about to happen. You know what I mean? Now let's really get into it. If Mike didn't do nothing wrong. Now if these two guys was really with it, like Brandon gets away because the guy with the bat should have been right behind Mike too, hitting Mike ass in the head with the bat while Mike was reaching for the strap. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of lessons in here. You know what I mean? Be careful of the ladies that you deal with. You know, Mike Lee and Brandon Travis. First of all, the streets ain't built for everybody. These niggas go to college and they become whole new people. You get what I'm saying? People go to college and become whole new people. You get what I'm saying? The streets ain't built for everybody. But on this mission, Brandon looked like he was ready, but his friends weren't ready. His friends had already dipped on him. This friend ready to flee. Their friend and flee. And you got Brandon in chase. Mike is protecting his life. When Mike pulled out his gun, he used it. Mike didn't even let them know that he had a gun. Mike didn't even let them know that he had a gun until he had to use it. He fleeing, pulls out his gun, he shoots Brandon, and Brandon drops. Brandon drops. If you look closely, notice they blurred it out. They blurred it out when Mike pulled out his gun. Because when Mike shot his gun, watch in this area. Watch the shadow. Watch in this area. You go see Brandon. Get shot, but he kept firing. But you're not gonna see Brandon leave. You see Mike firing, and you see the second friend gone, and the third friend almost out of the picture, right? Now you see Mike running. You saw Brandon running next to him. You see this spot right here? You see this spot right here? That's Brandon. They blurred it out for a reason. That's Brandon. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all jab that like button for your boy when you roll on in. I got 16 people in the building. I got 19 likes. If y'all could, do your boy solid. Smash that like button. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about this because I know not many people, go talk about it. Fellas, be careful who you deal with. Be careful of, who you deal with, right? Because things happen fast. Mike Peake was visiting. Mike Peake is a New Mexico State basketball player. He was visiting New Mexico, for a basketball game. And he met up with this young lady. And this young lady and her friends, set up an ambush of Mike Peake. The reasoning for the ambush, the young lady said that she did it because she didn't think anybody was going to get shot, or she didn't think anybody was going to die. You know what I mean? I got you, Jake. We're gonna talk about it a little bit after this. So now, Mike Peake is in the hospital. He got to explain himself, right, to keep himself out of jail. You done probably ruined this man's, basketball, career, because he got shot in the leg. A couple times. Now, I mean, he's had to require multiple surgeries. He's had to require multiple surgeries. You know what I mean, to fix his legs. So he may or may not play basketball again. Cassandra, right now, he hasn't been charged with anything. He has been questioned by the police. He hasn't been taken into custody. No, he hasn't been charged with anything. But the University of New Mexico State did suspend him from the basketball team, which I think is bullshit because he wasn't at fault at all in this situation. You know what I mean? He wasn't at fault at all in this situation. He killed the man because, you know, they tried to ambush him. But no, they haven't charged him with anything. They seized his gun, right? Eventually he's going to have to go to court. You know what I mean? And Mike Peake, and I just want to show y'all this reason that good he shouldn't be charged, self-defense. Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna play the video again. Understand this guy was in fact, let me show you. Like, this is a guy who was coming like into his own, right? He was just simply going to a basketball game, you know, minding his business, and somebody decided that, you know, they wanted to set him up. Somebody that he was dealing with, apparently, right? Or somebody that he was trying to deal with or about to deal with. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Mike Peake, he had just, you know what I mean, had one of the biggest moments of his career. Boom. Game-winning shot versus Coastal Carolina. You know what I mean? And now he may or may not be able to play the sport, you know what I mean, that he love again. All because, you know, somebody was mad about a rivalry week, right? Rivalry week in college. Somebody was mad about rivalry week in college. And the late was good, quick. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Queen. Glad you can make it. I'm going to put the video back up here. You know what I mean? So y'all can see the exact situation. You know what I mean? Exactly what happened to, you know what I mean, brother Mike Lee. Brother, I'm going to read to y'all. He said, new surveillance video from New Mexico State Police shows last month's deadly shootout between suspended New Mexico State player Mike Peake and 19-year-old University of New Mexico student Brandon Travis. Investigators released more, including interviews with coaches and search for the involved gun. But it's been said that Mike had given him the gun. I'm going to play the video and I'm going to read, you know what I mean, these quotes. Hold on, my bad. Let me, again, you see Brandon Travis, right? Brandon Travis is the guy that's dead. And you see Mike Leach, the guy that we, you know, the guy that we talking about. So you see Mike, you know, with his back turned talking to the lady. You see Brandon Travis, you know, approaching Mike. Brandon is approaching Mike. He ups the gun on Mike. Mike hands goes up, hit him with the bat. The guy hits him with the bat. Boom. Mike bends over, hit the bat. Boom. Hit him with the bat again. Mike is running. Mike ups, shoots, fires. He hits Brandon. Brandon hits Mike. Mike fires another couple shots. He gets up, tries to walk on his leg. He realizes his leg isn't there. Now you see him hopping. It's a lot of lessons in here, fellas. You know what I mean? It's a lot of lessons in here. Be careful. You know, be careful of the women that you deal with. And the reason that I want to talk about this is because I personally went through, you know, a situation like this myself. I was 19 years old. She said, wait a minute, run that back. Yeah, Quee. He was dealing with okay. Let's take a step back for a second, right? New Mexico State and New Mexico, you know, are our rivals. Everybody know how college rivalry go, how serious college rivalry we get, and all that, right? So New Mexico and New Mexico State, football rivalry, right? A fight broke out between the two schools. I'm guessing Brandon Travis and Mike Leach were involved in said fight, but during the football season, right? And the reports are Brandon Brandon Travis wanted revenge. You know what I mean, for the fight that happened during the during fight week. You know what I mean? So they had a lady friend help set up Mike Leach, who is a New Mexico State basketball player, and stuff went terribly wrong. You know what I mean? Stuff went terribly left, and it went left fast. You know what I mean? The woman in question has been taken into custody. She said that she did take part in help setting up the whole situation. She said she didn't think that anybody would get hurt from the situation. She didn't think anybody, would get shot. So the lady is in custody. Mike Leach is, in the hospital right now. No charges have been filed against Mike. It's looking like a self-defense. I'm gonna play the video again. You know what I mean? Right. You see Brandon Travis approaching Mike Leach, right? You're going to see him get hit twice in the knee with the basketball bat, and then you're going to see Mike run. When Mike is running, Brandon is going to take chase to Mike, right? Holding him at gunpoint, but Brandon never fired the gun. You know what I mean? When Mike got his out, because he's already been robbed, he's already been struck twice. Mike fired his gun, and he killed him. Yes, Quick Week, she admitted, she admitted to knowing that, she admitted to setting it up. She admitted to, setting up the situation. It was a setup because, right, it's a door. They standing right next to this door, right? It's a door right here. It's a door right here to the right of them. Mike and her are standing by a door. The plan the whole time, was for them to run up on Mike, rob him, and her, go into the door. You know what I mean? Type deal. You will see Brandon approach Mike. Mike put his hands up, her go into the door. They go hit Mike twice, and Mike go run off, take his gun out, and open fire. You see Mike realizes they're coming. The girl goes inside, pulls out a gun, hit Mike twice, boom. Hit Mike again, boom. Mike runs. Mike looking for his gun. The third guy runs. The second guy stops, and Brandon dies. You know what I mean? He fired. He hits him. He hits Mike. Sad situation, man. Sad. It's a lot. It's a lot to learn from this situation. For real. It's a lot to learn from both sides, from Mike's side, and from Brandon's side, right? Because it's a lot of things that could have happened. It's a lot of things that could have happened here. It's a lot of things that could have happened here. It's a lot of things that should have happened here. You know what I mean? The whole situation is messed up. The only person here really who's not at fault is Mike, because Mike was going to meet up with somebody who he thought, was his friend, or somebody who he thought, was with him. He said we will run a drill on each other real quick, fast, but won't hit a bank. Right. And then look, and this wasn't even and this was all because of, I'm guessing, rivalry week, because of New Mexico State versus Mexico. You get what I'm saying? This wasn't even like a street beef kind of thing. This was just like some school stuff. The college football teams got into a fight. And I don't know if these two were even involved. That's my thing. I'm literally thinking that they tried to get back at New Mexico State by robbing one of their players, right? I'm not even sure if these two guys were actually involved in the fight at the football game. You get what I'm saying? So the whole situation is just stupid. You know what I mean? The whole situation is just stupid. But I'm glad that Mike Leach did have a gun. You know what I mean? Because if he didn't, he probably could have died in this parking lot, because you got Brandon chasing him with the gun. Eventually, Brandon was going to shoot. You gotta believe that. Eventually, Brandon was going to shoot. Now he chasing him up the side. You know what I mean? And Brandon actually did shoot him, but it was after Mike, pulled out his gun. See, you never saw Brandon lead. You never saw Brandon lead the scene. Everybody left the scene here. Brandon came up on the scene first. You see his two friends. That's Mike. That's the girl. The girl went inside the building. The third friend scary as hell. He never even touched him. The third friend scary. He never did nothing. Third friend ran. Third friend gone. Second friend stood there. Right? The third friend gone. He's scary. The second friend stood there. The gun is out. The second friend running. You see Mike running. You never see Brandon lead the scene. You never see Brandon lead the scene. 3 guys gone. 2 guys gone. Mike shot down. The third guy. You never see Brandon lead the scene. You see Mike stop shooting. Be careful who you deal with. Be careful. The first lesson is, fellas, be careful who you deal with. The second lesson is, not the street life ain't for everybody, right? Third lesson is, if you pull a gun, you must use it. Third lesson is, if you pull a gun, you must use it. You know what I mean? And then the fourth lesson is, protect yourself at all times. You know what I mean? Protect yourself at all times. Because if Mike didn't have a gun, right, Mike probably would have lost his life that night. You get what I'm saying? So protect yourself at all times, man, so we don't have, so we don't have to keep losing, our brothers and shit like that. You know what I mean? Be smart, like fellas, and I need my fellas to be smarter. Just be smarter about, you know what I mean, the things that you do, the people you deal with, the places that you go. Because Brandon literally was just going to play basketball. Brandon was going to play basketball and meet up with a friend. But every friend ain't your friend. Every person they call your friend ain't your friend. Like, right? Like you could just use like everybody that say they friend ain't your friend. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be signs. It's going to be signs that tell you, like, some people not happy to see you in. Some people pretend to be happy to see you in, but not everybody. But not everybody is happy to see you in. You know what I mean? Not everybody wants to see you. Like some people actually don't want you to win. You'll be surprised, right? You'll be surprised how many people actually, compete with you. You know what I mean? You'll be surprised how many people actually compete with you. Like a lot of times people don't even want things, right? People don't even want things until you get them. They don't even want things until you want them. You know what I mean? A lot of times people just want to, a lot of times people want to, rain on your parade. You may be doing too good in a certain facet, and, people don't like that. You get what I'm saying? So just be aware. Just be aware of who you deal with. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing. I'm actually let this thing go to 48. I'm gonna actually let this thing go to 48. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all make sure y'all tune in a little later. We're gonna have us a little story. I'm gonna tell y'all about this guy named Craig Pettis. Oh, you know what I mean? Y'all heard about BMF and all that shit, right? Everybody know about BMF and all that shit, right? But I'm gonna let you, allegedly, right? I'm gonna let you know about the nigga who supplied BMF, right? The supply. You know what I mean? Everybody know about, the BMF and all that good shit. But I'm gonna tell y'all a story about a dude, right? A dude that you may not know about, but the supply. Like everybody be like, self-made, I'm self-made. I'm gonna tell y'all about a dude who really was, self-made type deal. I just want to have a little fun with this. You know what I mean? I just want to have a little fun with this today. A little fun on this Friday. But I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long, man. Skin the heart away, Southern Tea. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Look. Jay Gibson, hit me up. Jay Gibson, you trying to get in? Hit me up. Let me see. Are you already in that thing? You already in that thing, Jay Gibson. Never mind, Jay Gibson. You already in that thing. Oh yeah, but I'm gone, though. I appreciate y'all.